Yo, what's up, guys? I hope you're having an amazing day. It's another beautiful day here in Kansas. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw the amount of chemtrails that I saw this morning, which, if you don't follow me on Instagram, I suggest you follow me on there. I talk about all this stuff on there as well, although I'm very censored over on Instagram. It doesn't even matter where you go now. If you're talking about all this stuff, you're going to be censored, except for, BitChute and a couple of other platforms that aren't censored. But anyway, I'm getting off topic here, guys. The point of today's video is to tell all of you who are listening to the sound of my voice, who are watching this video, that you are important. And look, guys, I'm not one of these fake positivity people who always has a smile on their face and says everything's great, everything's grand, everything's wonderful, because we all know that's not true. Everything is not great. Everything is not wonderful and grand and just incredible, right? And we can't always have a smile on our face because that's not realistic. We're not always going to be able to have a smile on our face, especially when we see everything that's going around amongst us, when we can actually see it, right? When we can see and we're aware of what's going on and then we see it everywhere. You're not always going to be able to smile, but I want you all to know that you are important. I don't care if you're a plumber. I don't care if you work at McDonald's. I don't care if you're unemployed, never had a job in your life. I don't care if you have no money. I don't care if you're rich, poor, black, white, whatever. You are important, okay? They've given us all these labels, right? But in reality, we're all human beings, okay? Now, what is the point of me making this video, saying that you are important? I'm saying it because if we're going to win, which we will, but if we're going to turn things around, we have to start realizing why we were put here. We have to start realizing that our purpose in life is not to work, be a slave, be miserable, pay taxes, just work and be consumed by all this that's going on. That is not our purpose in life. Our purpose is to enjoy this world, because let me tell you guys, I know I talk a lot about the terrible things going on, but there's a lot of beauty in this world. There's a lot of beautiful things that happen every day. Just like being able to wake up every morning is beautiful. Just like coming outside, seeing the blue sky, and you don't look at the chemtrails, it's beautiful, right? Seeing the birds, seeing nature, this stuff is all beautiful, right? Having real interactions with someone, beautiful, right? Raising a family, beautiful. Falling in love with someone, beautiful. All these things are beautiful. Being able to breathe in the air is beautiful, guys. Now, don't ever think that you aren't important. Because look, guys, we live in this social media just nonsensical world, right? Where everybody is on their phones. Everybody wants to be liked by everybody else. Nobody wants to be different. Everybody's trying to show off their abs, and then if you don't have abs, you feel like garbage. I'm here to tell you that it doesn't matter how you look. Now, obviously, we need to take care of ourselves, right? We don't want to be massively overweight. We don't want to be unhealthy, but just because you don't have abs doesn't mean you're not healthy. Doesn't mean you're not important. Doesn't mean you're not worthy. Just because you have 5 followers on Twitter doesn't mean you're less important than the person who has 100,000, okay? Never forget that. Just because, I have 10,000 followers on Instagram doesn't mean I'm more important than you. We're all important. We're all equally important, okay? This is a collective thing. This is not an individual movement. This is a collective movement. This is an uprising. This is a mass awakening. Not an individual awakening, a mass awakening. And we have to realize that. We have to keep that in mind, because yes, it's crazy to see everything that's going on, and it's frustrating when you see all that's going on and you continue to tell people and they just refuse to listen. But look, we can never lose faith, guys, because without faith, without hope, there's nothing. And there is hope. There is a lot of hope, because you see it there. Why else would YouTube be deleting channels and videos and the censorship be out of control if they didn't realize or didn't think that they're on the verge of, there's a mass awakening on the verge, right, of happening. And that's true. There is a mass awakening happening right now. It doesn't seem like it because we're all spread out. you know, and a lot of us live in areas where it's very low vibrational. And look, guys, don't ever let that interfere from you living your best life, guys. Don't ever let that interfere with you being in, like, living in the moment and just enjoying life. Because guess what, guys? Life is still a beautiful thing. And, you know, I struggle with this sometimes, guys. I really do. Sometimes I struggle. And look, I've never once been on here claiming that I'm better than anyone, claiming that I'm perfect, claiming that I'm some kind of God, because I'm not perfect. I'm just a human being, and none of us are perfect. But we're all going to make mistakes. We're all going to have bad days. But it's what we do after those mistakes. It's what we do after those bad days. Do we stay down in the dumps forever? Hell no, right? Just like things are bad right now. But it's not always going to be this way. Things will get better. Literally. Not only with this world, but with your life. What's going on in your world. Whatever you're going through. We're all going through different things, right? Some of us have lost a loved one. Some of us are struggling financially. Some of us are struggling with our health. Whatever it is, things will get better if you have the right mindset, okay? And step number one is realizing, like I said, things will get better. If you live low vibrational, things will never be better for you, okay? And I struggled with this, guys. Look, I always expected, like, you know, back when I was in high school, I always expected, you know, things were going to be a certain way when I grew up. I was going to have this great job, have a wife, have kids. My life would be perfect, right? That's just not how things go, right? The best things in life happen unexpectedly, in my opinion. And, you know, you just, like, I talk about this all the time with, like, relationships, right? I don't care if you haven't been in a relationship in your entire life. I don't care if you've been in 50 relationships, okay? You are important, okay? Don't let these people make you feel like you're not important. And really, in all honesty, it doesn't even matter what I say. I can say you're important, but if you don't believe it deep down, you don't love yourself deep down, my words are empty. They don't really mean anything. So I can say this all I want, but it's really to show you, say, hey, love yourself, okay? Love yourself for who you are on the inside, because this glob of meat, it doesn't matter, guys, okay? Don't ever compare yourself to somebody else's physical appearance. I'm serious, guys, because let me tell you, I've done that. And, you know, because when I first started getting into working out, I was like, man, I want to be, like, ripped and shredded, have, like, 2% body fat, just be lean and cut up. And I'll look at all these, like, bodybuilders who are shredded, and I'll be like, man, I can't wait to look like them one day. And it just got me in this loop, and I never got there. And then I got depressed. I felt terrible about myself. Then I started to realize, it took me a while, trust me, guys, it took me a while, but I started to go, what the hell? What am I doing? Why am I comparing myself to someone else? Why am I not enjoying life? Why am I not happy with who I am on the inside? Physically, it doesn't matter. Okay, like I said, yes, you don't want to be unhealthy. You don't want to be extremely overweight, but you don't need the tight waist, right? You don't need the big bulging boobs, and you don't need the ripped biceps. I'm not saying if you have those that you're a terrible person. No, not in the slightest. I judge people off of what's on the inside, okay? And it took me a while, because look, when I was in high school, you know, I didn't really care. Like, I wasn't in relationships. I've never even been on a date, guys, but I would see women and just say, oh, she's hot, you know? But, you know, I never, like, had sex with these people and, you know, use women or whatever. But, you know, I would just judge people off physical appearance. And if I feel terrible for that in the past. And if only I would have known what I've known now. But, hey, you know what? We all go through things. Some of us, it takes longer for us to become aware of what's going on. And again, guys, you have to know that you are important. Because if you know you're important and you know your purpose and you love yourself, you're an absolute weapon to the New World Order. Against the New World Order, I should say. And these people hate us. Okay, the people that are controlling everything, they can't stand people who rise above the vibrations, who aren't afraid to die, who don't let their egos get in the way, who aren't afraid to speak out on these things, who love themselves, right? Who wants to help. They're terribly afraid of those people, and I'm one of those people, okay? I'm not afraid to die, okay? I'm not scared. I'm not going to back down, Okay, my ego was out the window a long time ago. Okay, well before I started this YouTube channel, my ego was out the window. Okay, so you guys just have to be honest with yourselves and go, hey, you know what? Look into that mirror and tell yourself you're beautiful. Tell yourself you are important, because you are. Again, it doesn't really matter what I say. I can say this all I want, but if you don't believe it deep down, then you're not really, you're still stuck. You're still stuck in the loop. You're still stuck in the matrix that they want you to be stuck in. And I'm always giving you guys solutions, okay? I want you to all know that you are important, in case you haven't heard that today. Because guess what? A lot of times we don't hear this stuff from other people, right? We don't get compliments unless it's how we look physically. Oh, you're hot, you're sexy, nice ass, nice biceps, whatever. It's never, I really appreciate you as a person. You are incredible. It's never something like that. But guess what, guys? You are. Everyone who's listening to this, you are incredible. I don't care what you've done in the past. I don't care, like I said in the beginning, I don't care if you're black, white, gay, straight. I don't care if you're rich, poor, you're a plumber. I don't care if you're a chef. I don't care if you're a mechanic. Whatever. All these things are just labels, guys. But in reality, we're all the same. We're all human beings, created in God's image. And once you realize that, you start to go, okay, hey, wait a minute. I was put here for a reason. And that reason is not to be a slave. That reason is not to be miserable and be depressed, okay? But a lot of people are extremely depressed. And yes, it has to do with what they're putting in the water and the food and the air. But a massive chunk of that has to do with social media and just the media in general, right? Making people feel worthless and terrible about themselves because they don't have this, they don't have that. You know, like Hallmark movies. My mom was watching this Hallmark movie a couple days ago, so I went into the living room and I sat there and I started watching this thing. And, you know, it was this picture-perfect guy, right? And this picture-perfect woman, right? That, you know, your dreams would be, right? Your dream man, your dream woman. And, you know, it was around Christmas time. And, you know, they fell in love and everything was happily ever after. And I'm not saying that you can't fall in love with someone. I'm not saying that you won't find somebody one day. But look, guys, they want us to look at all this stuff. And then when we don't have it, we feel terrible. That's just so sad to me, because nobody really has that. You watch a Hallmark movie, nobody has that kind of life. It's a Hollywood story. It's not real. And you watch these Disney movies, oh, Cinderella, and oh, this and oh, that, like just, you know, mind control to the T, guys. They want us depressed. They want us low vibrational, and we got to rise above those, because if we're going to fight for not only the people who are living now, but the future generations, we can't be down in the dumps all the time. We can't be depressed. And I'm not saying if you're upset with what's going on, or you have a bad day and you're sad or upset, that's bad. No, that's just a basic human emotion. But you can't let it take a toll on you. You have to get up. You have to keep your head up and keep going, guys. I know it sounds cliche, but it is true. And I'm telling this because I care about you, because I love you, because you are important. I may have never said a word to you. Maybe this is the first video you've watched. You're just new to my channel. Whatever. You've known me for a while, or you don't know me at all. You are important, and I do care about you. Okay, I care about each and every single one of you, because you are important. Okay? Just remember that. Don't ever let somebody tell you you're not important or make you feel like you're not important. Okay? You know what? Look, it's hard, guys. It's hard. Like I said, you know, we live in this world where, you know, nobody really cares about what really matters. Nobody's, you know, really helping each other out. But, you know, it's the season of giving, right? That's what they all say. It's the season of giving. Well, you know what? Let's start giving to people who need it, right? You know, it's almost Thanksgiving. And I know Thanksgiving is another one of those hoax holidays where, you know, they've hidden the truth about it. Same thing with Christmas. But you know what? Let's go give to people who need it. I'm not saying we got to go give people hundreds of dollars. I'm saying you see a homeless person that has no socks, give them a pair of socks, right? Go to the dollar store and get them socks, guys. Go to the dollar store and get them some bottled water, some canned beans, some crackers, something, guys. Because these people need it, right? And that's what I'm saying. You got to be happy. Like, if you have a roof over your head, be happy with that. And I know just because you have a roof over your head doesn't mean everything's great inside of that house or apartment. Trust me, I know. But just being able to wake up with a roof over your head, is a blessing, because let me tell you guys, I had a roof over my head, and we had no heat, we had no hot water, we barely had any money for food, and that was just a few years ago. And it taught me a lot, guys. It showed me, wow, things can change in a heartbeat. Because I'll be honest with you guys, as a kid, basically almost all the way through high school, I was spoiled, guys. I basically got whatever I wanted. Didn't have to work, didn't have to do anything for myself. My mom just provided everything for me and my sister, and I'm grateful for that. I'm very grateful. But once things got bad, my mom lost her job. We didn't have enough money. She couldn't find a job because we lived in a big house. She couldn't pay, mortgage and all this, and we ended up the house got foreclosed, and we got kicked out. But for about 4 or 5 months before we had to move and find a new place. Thank God for my grandma, by the way, because without my grandma, I don't know where I would be right now, because she had a lot of money saved up and she got us a new place. But anyway, for 4 or 5 months when things were going really bad, my mom couldn't find a job. She was depressed. Me and my sister, I was already graduated from high school. I didn't have to go to school. My sister was homeschooled. She stopped doing it because she just was an emotional train wreck. We all were on the edge. It was around Christmas time, frigid cold in Missouri. And I used to live in Missouri before I moved to Kansas. But thinking back, it makes me emotional because, we didn't have hot water. We didn't have food. We didn't really have food. We didn't have any heat. Me and my sister, I had to sleep in my sister's room because my room was so cold. And we only had enough money for 2 space heaters. So I had to sleep in my sister's room on the floor. And my mom slept in her room with the heater. We had 4 cats back then. 5 cats, actually. We had to put them in the rooms with us. It was miserable. My mom finally found a job, but she was getting paid nothing for it. So she had to go halfway across the state to work, come back home. So it was a nightmare, guys. But the point of the story is to be thankful. Because even if things are going bad, you still are alive. And being alive is a blessing. Because one day, it will end. And I'm not saying life ends. I'm saying you move on. But you got to enjoy time with your family, the people who appreciate you. Right? Who cares what these random people think about us, right? Who cares? Okay? I used to get upset if I got death threats and hate comments and all this from people, but now I just go, who cares, man? Who cares? And I'm more concerned spending time with my mom, my sister, my grandma, my uncle, my grandpa. Those are the people who I hold closest to my heart. Okay? And maybe you don't have any family members. Love yourself, man. Be grateful to be alive. Be grateful that you have food to eat. You have clothes to wear. Because some people have nothing, right? Some people are literally living on the street with nothing. And I know a lot of people say, whoa, they made some terrible decisions and that's why they are there. That could be true, but they're still human beings. Those people are important too, man. I don't look at homeless people and go, oh man, they're homeless. Man, they're not really that important. They're actually a disgrace to humanity. No. They're human beings too. Just because, even if they made mistakes, they got into drugs and, they lost their house and can't find a job, whatever, did a lot of, gang activity, whatever it is that led them to living on the streets. So what, they made mistakes. We all do. Does that mean they deserve to be living on the streets? Hell no. It's not right. So that's why I say give to people who need it. Give somebody some socks, some clothes, some water, because they're important too. We are all important. Okay, don't ever forget that you are important. Okay, guys, I know it sounds cliche. I'm not one of these fake positivity people. I'm not turning into one of those, but it's very important for me to make this video and tell all of you that you are important, in case you don't, maybe you don't even realize that. Maybe you've never heard somebody say you're important. Maybe you've never heard someone say that you are a special person. Maybe you've never heard that. Maybe nobody has ever been there for you to help you out when things got bad. But guess what? Even if that is true, you always have yourself. And if you love yourself unconditionally, then none of that other stuff matters. Doesn't matter if you have a lot of people who love and support you or you have none. Whoever genuinely loves and supports you, even if it's just yourself, hold that close to your heart and never let it go, because that is important. That's why they work so hard to break up the family unit, right? Families don't even eat dinner together anymore. Okay, you have a family, eat dinner with them every night. Maybe it's not realistic, but eat meals together, right? Whether it's breakfast before you go to work, whether it's dinner, lunch, whatever. Start doing things as a family, guys. They don't want us to stick together as family. They want us fighting each other. They want us hating each other. And that's why everything is the way it is, because we're so busy fighting with each other, bickering with each other, hating each other, when it should be the complete opposite. We need to start going, hey, we're all going to have differences. Some of us, maybe we're Christian, maybe we're Jewish, maybe we're black, maybe we're white, maybe we're gay, maybe we're straight. Okay, maybe you don't agree with some of those things. Okay, let's put our differences aside, okay? Let's just put our differences aside and start working together and fight back against this devilish, satanic New World Order, man, because I'm sick of it. I hate evil. I hate what is being done to humanity. I'm never going to stop talking about this. I'm never going to tell you guys enough that you are important, okay? You are important. You matter. Don't ever forget that. I don't care who you are, where you are right now, what you've done in the past. You are important. You matter, guys. So I thank you guys for watching today's video. God bless all of you, and stay woke.